Hallo und willkommen zu Lonestar. Wir spielen Her Majesty SPIFFING. Was müssen wir tun? Wir haben ja eine Diskette. Da sollen wir jetzt einen Treiber drauf installieren.
Sub-Lieutenant Jones!
Aye, boyo?
Would you like me to go find you a towel to dry off?
No rush, boyo. I'm enjoying this warm, moist sensation. Reminds me of simpler times huddled in my mother's womb.
Ew.
Gosh, I can hardly remember what I was doing 5 minutes ago, let alone during my embryonic youth.
Well, it was a lot longer ago for you, boyo.
Hey, I'm still down with the kids. Chillax Holmes. Me and my crew keeping it radical, man.
OMG, feel totes orky for you.
Surely it would take more than a splash of Earl Grey to halt this ship. The zenith of British aeronautical engineering.
You could always give the control column a quick alternating input along the x-axis, just to ascertain if it is indeed no longer functional.
You mean jiggle the joystick left and right?
Isn't that what I said?
Your sister's studying in Swansea. Been down recently?
Not to visit her. A few of us went camping around the Gower though. It's lovely the further out of the city you go.
Yes. The further the better.
Bye.
Don't mind me.
Also. Da müssen wir zu dem Computer. Wo war denn der? Schauen wir mal hier rein. Ah, das sieht ja ganz gut aus. So, das Kette rein.
I should be able to get online here. Now, to download this driver. I just need to connect to the internet first.
Das Zeichen kann man hier auch erkennen.
Bingo! Found it!
Ein Hase.
Fantastic! Now to quickly copy this driver.
Ach ja, da kommen Erinnerungen auf bei diesem Geräusch. Sometime later. Zum Glück ist es kein Kassettenlaufwerk.
Oh, sorry. Oh, gosh, is that the time? It'll be starting to get dark outside. Best check up on Aled and see if he's dried off.
Erst die Diskette
It's
mitnehmen.
remarkable how much information can be stored on something so compact.
Ja, das stimmt allerdings. Wir hatten auch bei unserem Computer mal eine 20 Megabyte Festplatte. Die bekommt man nie voll. So groß war die. Halt, das ist der falsche Ausgang. Hier müssen wir raus. Da ist er.
Sub-Lieutenant Jones! Sub-Lieutenant Jones! Aled! Wake up! Wake up, Aled! Oh, this is useless. He'll be out for hours unless I can think of another way to wake him up.
Ach nö, brauchen wir jetzt noch was? Vielleicht noch einen Tee? Über die Birne drüber!
What's going on? What are you playing at, boyo?
I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me. It felt like someone else was in control of my inhibitions.
Just give me the driver so we can GTFO.
GTFO?
Get things functioning and online. You need to swat up in your acronyms. FFS. For future scenarios.
Get the... Ja. Okay, dann geben wir ihm doch die Diskette.
Here, install this, and we should be underway again.
You could have used my USB pen, you know.
What? Is that another one of your acronyms I'm supposed to know?
What? Universal Serial Bus?
Ha! Serial bus. I know you're just making that one up.
Ja.
Well, boyo, I've got some good news and some bad news. Which one do you want first?
Give me the grim, demoralizing reality first, then ensure I quickly forget its severity with a light-hearted human interest tale, preferably involving a cat and a musical instrument.
Alright, boyo. Well, the bad news is that before this driver will work, one of us is going to have to descend into the dark depths of the ship to perform the emergency systems reset procedure.
You mean turn everything off and on again?
Yes, but the good news is it's a one-person job, so only one of us will have to do it.
Presumably I'll be the one doing the legwork, as usual.
Well, if you want, we could make it seem like you had a choice in the matter. Here, we'll flip for it. Heads or tails?
Haha, Tails. Dann nehmen wir Tails?
Tails never fails.
It's heads.
Blast! I can't help but feel that somehow that was always going to happen.
What fates impose that men must needs abide, it boots not to resist both wind and tide.
Gosh, the writing on this voyage just stepped up a level. That was borderline Shakespeare.
Aye, borderline.
Right, I'm off.
Reboot the ship's computer systems using the reset switch on the lower deck. Also müssen wir erstmal runter. Können wir mit ihm aber nochmal quatschen?
Sub-Lieutenant Jones!
Aye, boyo?
I'm just going outside, and maybe sometime. Any parting thoughts?
You couldn't hurry it up a bit, boyo. I'm getting bored looking at the same old view.
Bored! Looking at the infinite majesty and wonder of the stars.
I meant looking at you.
Boo!
For the most part, I think things have been going quite well so far, don't you?
I guess our ship hasn't been ripped apart by a cloud of space debris travelling at an unavoidable velocity, catapulting us into the abyss of space, causing us to float aimlessly until our inevitable oxygen-starved deaths.
That's the spirit.
Ja, klingt gut.
Are you sure there's nothing else we can do in here to get things moving?
Continually talking to me is certainly keeping you from moving.
I do enjoy our little chats.
Eben, soll sich doch freuen, dass wir uns mit so einem Junior hier praktisch auf Augenhöhe unterhalten.
I go, look how I go, faster than an arrow from Cupid's bow.
I doubt continually quoting Shakespeare verbatim will improve things enough to get us that Writers Guild nomination.
There is nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so.
All that glisters isn't gold, boyo.
Okay, dann gehen wir mal los. So, hier ist Hatch.
In a bygone era, we could have just stuffed a child down there to sort this out. That's why we voted out of the EU. To get back to the good old days.
Ja, genau.
I don't believe the isolation of space has forced me to talk to the furniture just yet.
Aber wir sind nah dran. Your protection must be worn at all time, oder sowas?
I haven't been up here long, and already I think I've started to lose muscle density. In a bygone era, we could have just stuffed a child down there to sort
Okay,
this
wir
out.
gehen einfach runter.
On a more positive note, it would appear my bone density has remained unaffected. In a bygone era, we could have just stuffed a child down there to sort this out. I'm afraid I've nothing useful to hand.
Okay, ein bisschen Lubrication kann helfen.
Mild green washing up liquid. Triple action. Removes grease, fights odors, Preserves one's dignity while attempting to squeeze through a narrow opening. The holy trinity of cleaning products.
Ja, nicht schlecht.
If you want a job done around here, you've got to do it yourself.
Ja, es ging doch very smooth hier.
Whilst that did smell like a spring breeze, it did chafe a turd. I think I'd better go carb-free when we get back to old Blighty. Yeah, let's see.
Also, you are here. Da geht's nach oben. Wir sind bei zweitens Gallery Exhibition. Es gibt einen Airlock, Outdoor Attire, Biological Testing Facility, Emergency Power Reset. Ah ja, okay. Wir schauen uns erstmal um. Kommt man hier nicht runter? Doch, man muss aber die Treppe nehmen, da wo das Schild ist.
That leads into the laboratory. It's a long voyage, so we have to recycle urine into drinking water. Well, more specifically, we recycle urine into Sub-Lieutenant Jones' drinking water. It's part of the laboratory equipment the biologist we were supposed to have on board brought.
Ja. Sehr interessante
I'm not sure
Brühe.
what happened to him. No one's seen him for weeks. Not to worry. I'm sure he'll turn up.
Das glaube ich auch.
Gosh! It's full of the blighters.
Frösche?
It has a warmth that you simply don't get with digital. Especially if you burn the sleeve as well.
Record Player?
Preserved thanks to the tireless efforts of hipsters from all corners of Shoreditch. The biggest floor filler since concrete.
Toxic Dart. Ja, die Band kennen wir. Original Recording by the Fake Record Company becoming... Tja, irgendwas England. Was haben wir hier? All rights of the unauthorized public performance, broadcasting and copying of this record. Ja, das können wir leider nicht lesen. Was haben wir hier? B-Seite. Lilypad Lullabies. Damit bringt man sogar Kröten zum Schlafen. Das ist wohl ein kleiner Hinweis. Legen wir die mal gleich wieder auf. So, was haben wir denn noch? Globe?
There's no place like home.
Oh, bleibt immer an der gleichen Stelle stehen.
How very retro.
Ah, hier kann man wohl speichern.
Great for the environment. Replacement ribbons are a real biohazard. Property of Irvin Schrödinger.
Aber ich hoffe, da ist keine Katze drin.
The box is sealed shut. Why, it would be impossible to determine the fate of any biological life form inside. It doesn't strike me as much of a talker.
Ah, wir hätten nochmal Hallo sagen können. Wer weiß, ob was drin ist. Da ist nochmal so ein Flieger. Irgendeine Spitfire oder sowas. Oder ein Hurricane. Ah, die Planeten. Jupiter. Ist das schon? Brauchen wir gerade irgendwas? Wir haben noch Käse. Wieso haben wir Käse? Nette Bilder haben wir hier. Self-destruct switch.
That switch activates the self-destruct sequence. Guess not. We made that mistake once before.
Ah, hier, alter Computer.
It's a ladder. I'm fairly certain this is in breach of a myriad of health and safety regulations. It's a box used to store tools, commonly referred to as a toolbox, I believe.
Dann machen wir die Toolbox doch mal auf.
It's a precision-engineered German motorized screwdriver.
Hey, it's German.
You have to admire the build quality.
Das Übermotor. Made in Deutschland. Chinese export. Gruber Industries.
As I said to the boys on our rugby tour of the Netherlands back in '87, I'm not touching that without adequate protection.
Wie meint man das? Okay, wir brauchen also was?
It might fit Aled's dainty hand. I've a bit more girth.
Können wir nicht umschalten? Okay, der ist also zu klein. Die Steckdosen. So.
That leads into the airlock.
Gehen wir da mal rein.
I've always thought it was a big risk having an airlock. I'm not sure the insurance would cover us if we were burgled.
Ear protection must be worn in this area. Ja, ob wir das wirklich dabei haben.
Genuine British compressed air.
Compressed air. Ja, mit was das wunderbar zusammengeht.
MJ borrowed the pair to clean some blood on the dance floor. Only returned the one. He always was bad like that. It might fit Aled's dainty hand. I've a bit more girth. Contains almost as much bluster as a trade unionist.
Lassen wir mal ein bisschen Luft rein und pusten ihn auf.
I'm sure this'll come in. Wait for it. Handy, eh? Yes.
Yeah, very funny indeed.
MJ borrowed the pair to clean some blood on the dance floor. Only returned the one. He always was bad like that.
Tja, dann haben wir also jetzt einen Handschuh, der ist groß genug für uns. Halt, ich wollte mich doch erst noch rumschauen. Machen wir beim Rausgehen.
It's a ladder.
Sehr witzig.
Voila! That should significantly reduce the risk of death by electrocution. Always a comforting reassurance.
Ja, und dieses Gerät kennen wir auch. Jurassic Park lässt grüßen. Push to close.
That looks like the emergency stop switch. This should do the trick.
Ja.
No, that's, yes.
Was war das?
Oops, God, I can be ever so clumsy. Ah well, no harm done. Let's check back with Aled and see if that's sorted everything. Down here is starting to give me the creeps.
Sehr seltsam. Hat mich so ein bisschen an Edna erinnert.
That leads into the engineering room.
Ich wollte mal noch nach den Fröschen oder waren es Kröten schauen.
No matter how bad things are going, I find it helps to put a positive spin on things.
Ah, hier ist eine Anzeige. Sind Sie eingeschlafen? Sehr schön. Jetzt schlafen Sie.
They're sound asleep, helpless to oppose the future forced upon them. Like the youth after the referendum. It doesn't appear to be working.
Kann man den benutzen?
I can't use these two together. The technology predates most Brexit supporters by at least 40 years.
Können wir die Platte umdrehen? Aber dann wachen die Frösche wieder auf, hm?
Now that's what I call music.
Side A.
There's nothing on the turntable.
Wollte doch die Platte auflegen. Mal gucken, ob sie jetzt wieder aufwachen. Schade, dass wir die Scheibe nicht zum Platzen bekommen. Naja, da mit den Fröschen müssen wir noch gucken, wie wir das hier rausbekommen.
Transcending national, cultural and animal barriers.
Vielleicht brauchen wir da auch erst eine Münze für, damit wir das hier benutzen können. Wird man sehen, aber gerade brauchen wir es nicht. Weiß auch nicht, Wasser brauchen wir auch gerade nicht.
If you could bottle it, you'd make a fortune.
Also gehen wir erstmal wieder hoch und berichten von unserem Erfolg. Nanu?
Ah, I see Aled's activated the autopilot and skived off.
Kleine Erinnerung an die unglaubliche Reise in einem verrückten Flugzeug.
Surely, the writers could try and plagiarize a wider variety of sources. I'm sorry, I don't believe we've met. I'm Frank, but please, call me Captain English.
Welcome.
Captain English.
How may I be of assistance?
So, how's everything going? Are we on track to be finished by tea?
ETA to waypoint, Tango Echo Alpha, calculating. Calculating. Cannot define. Please refer to string length idiom for more details.
Tango Echo Alpha ist natürlich T. Tango, T. Echo, I. Und Alpha, A. T.
So, how long have you been an autopilot?
Calculating. Calculating. Error. You do not have permission to access this data.
I don't suppose there's a Mr. Autopilot, perchance?
Compiler error. Incompatible types. Access denied.
I think I'll log off.
It is now safe to be removed.
Call me old-fashioned, but I prefer the more natural look.
Also, dann suchen wir mal unseren Kollegen. Der ist
See, the
hier
autopilot's working,
Tee trinken gegangen.
unlike Sub-Lieutenant Jones.
Mit dem sollten wir mal ein ernstes Wörtchen reden. Hm? Ah, ja, da ist er.
If I do that, I'll have to go on a course. Sub-Lieutenant Jones!
Aye, boyo?
What is it you're tinkering with there, Jones? That isn't our reconnaissance rover you're disassembling, is it?
Well, but, funny story. While you were downstairs attending to that very complicated, laborious task, flicking that switch on and off, I've been running a variety of pre-mission calibration tests on the Beagle 2-2.
I presume that's why the floor's covered with bits of toy Hot Wheels track.
Firstly, the fact that this modular vehicular pathway simulation system happens to be mass-produced and branded as a children's toy is irrelevant. And secondly, yes.
That's all well and good, Sub-Lieutenant Jones. However, if I recall correctly, we were specifically advised that the Beagle 2-2 tended to function significantly better when its complicated array of electronics and mechanical components were positioned inside its aluminium housing.
Look, I just have to make a few minor repairs. During a centrifugal force resistance simulation, the rover proved exceedingly resistant.
So it, flew off the loop bit.
That would be a valid interpretation of events, yes.
Sounds like I'm going to be required to go on some kind of scavenger hunt. What do you need?
To get the rover going again?
For the time being, that's all I feel I'm obligated to offer, yes.
I think the rigorous nature of the, test may have burned out the main motor.
I see. So, I'll have to find something to create some sort of electromagnet that'll revolve when a current is passed through it. I'll have to fashion a pulley system of sorts to drive power to the wheels. Something with a taut elastic band should do the trick, like an alluring undergarment. Now, if I was to remove the elastic...
Alternatively, but you could just always grab me a spare. We've got a cupboard full of them.
Find something Aled can use to replace the rover's broken motor.
Who's driving the boat?
Nobody. We're tied. I turned the autopilot on.
She was only installed a week ago and already her standards are slipping. I don't suppose you noticed anything out of the ordinary earlier when I was performing that emergency systems reset procedure. Specifically immediately once the power came back on.
No. Why, should I have?
Well, I don't know. Probably not. Forget I mentioned it.
Ja, ich glaube auch nicht, dass er da irgendeine Erscheinung hatte.
Be sure to put your toys away when you're done.
Also, wir sollen einen neuen Motor besorgen. Der soll in irgendeinem Schrank sein. Da haben wir ja schon eine Idee, wo das sein
It's
könnte.
Wales' own son, Sub-Lieutenant Jones.
Ja. Aber ich würde sagen, das machen wir nicht mehr heute, dass wir das suchen. Machen wir an dieser Stelle lieber erstmal ein kleines Päuschen. Und ich hoffe, es hat euch gefallen und wir sehen uns das nächste Mal.